Britain was battered by gales gusting to 95 miles per hour overnight that downed trees and damaged buildings, but the Met Office insisted the winds were not severe enough to warrant being named as an official winter storm. Forecasters sparked confusion by saying the weather system had not been named because it happened at night and therefore had a lower impact on the country. Motorists were faced with disruption in the north with persistent and heavy snow causing standstills on major roads at rush hour after a weather warning was upgraded to severe. Storm-force gales of 93 miles per hour were recorded at Capel Curig Saws in Wales today, while gusts reached 72 miles per hour at London City Airport and Liverpool this morning. The extreme weather Britain is experiencing today is not directly caused by Storm Fionn, which has now passed and is making its way across to the rest of Western and Northern Europe. The remnants of Storm Fionn is creating low pressure across the UK, bringing severe gales of up to 95 miles per hour and heavy snow in the north. Today's weather bomb has not been named after just falling below the criteria needed for a named storm. In France, where it is affecting the north of the country, it has been called Storm David, and in the Netherlands and Germany it's been called Friederike. The next one in the UK is due to be called Storm Georgina, but the Met Office insists there is no sign of that in the next few days. Met Office forecaster Oli Claydon told Mail Online, "In the UK we assessed the impact of disruption on the roads, railways, and things like that before naming a storm. This can often be determined by the time of day and how much it is likely to affect people." In Ireland, however, it is measured by wind speeds or volume of rain, snow. We share the same names with Ireland, so although Storm Fionn didn't technically meet our criteria, the next one will be Georgina. At least 30 vehicles were stuck on the A19 northbound near Hartlepool as heavy snow showers hit the region. Police arrived at the scene, but there was no sign on any movement for a while due to snow plows being unable to get through. The Dartford River crossing was closed this morning due to the strong winds. Causing traffic chaos on the M25, A2 and A13. The roof of a three-storey townhouse has blown off in Coventry overnight. No injuries have been reported from the incident. Pictures of fallen trees blocking roads emerged from across the country, including in Newport and Leicester. National Rail reported widespread weather-related delays, including disruption caused by a train hitting a tree near Lower Sydenham in southeast London and another service colliding with a fence on the line near Sheerness-on-Sea in Kent. All Southern rail services into London have been affected by weather incidents. Southern tickets are being accepted on London buses between Uckfield and Lewes, Tunbridge Wells, on Southeastern services between Tunbridge Wells and London, and on Southern services via Haywards Heath. Passengers were warned of delays and cancellations across routes in areas including Weymouth, Bournemouth, Southampton, Portsmouth, Guildford, and London Waterloo. A tree also fell onto the line in the Deal area of Kent, while a freight train struck two sheds that had blown onto the railway between Newtown and Welshpool in Wales. In a series of tweets outlining the problems, National Rail said level crossing barriers between Chester and Wrexham had been damaged by high winds, with replacement road transport running between Chester and Shrewsbury. Flights between London City Airport and Amsterdam and Frankfurt have been cancelled, as the continent was also affected by bad weather conditions. UK Power Networks said more than 5,000 customers were affected by power cuts in the Yarmouth area, with hundreds more homes impacted across the east of England. Emergency services across the country received calls about weather-related incidents. West Midlands Fire Service said no one was injured when a brick gable was blown off of house in the Stoke Heath area of Coventry. Pictures posted on Twitter by crews at the city's Foles Hill fire station showed debris on the ground near the three-storey property. The Met Office amber weather warning of snow and ice ended at 5 a.m. and Police Scotland have downgraded their advice to high risk. They said there is a high likelihood of disruption and delays on the roads. Superintendent Callum Glennie said, despite some difficult weather conditions in the Dumfries and Galloway area which caused some disruption, the weather was not as severe as was first forecast. Dramatic images show a pile of bricks lying at the bottom of the £145,000 property in Stoke Heath, Coventry after the gable end fell off in 70 mph gusts. Fire crews were called to the house in Burrows Close at around 5:15 a.m. It is believed that the family who live inside the property were asleep at the time but suffered no injuries. Police officers remained at the scene this morning to secure the area. Moa Arabu, 21, was inside the property when the incident happened and said, "Our first thought was that it's going to keep collapsing." "We kept hearing a few garden gates shut hard, but we weren't expecting that. When we came outside we just saw the damage and thought, wow, thank God it happened at nighttime. We were thinking of converting the attic into a room not long ago, but thank God we didn't." Tweeting the image, Foles Hill Fire Station said, "Red watch Foles Hill securing area around three-storey townhouse, entire gable end which has blow sick off in Stoke Heath, Coventry." It comes after mountain rescue teams were drafted in to check on drivers stuck in their vehicles overnight yesterday when snow and ice brought the M74 in Lanarkshire, Scotland, to a standstill. Up to 15 inches, 39 centimeters, of the white stuff hit Dumfries and Galloway as heavy snow showers struck the country, and a further 8 inches is expected in some parts today. There are also fears some rural communities are at risk of becoming cut off and left without power. All schools in the Scottish borders were shut yesterday along with 200 in Northern Ireland, while commuters across Britain were warned of treacherous conditions following the arrival of Storm Fionn over Ireland. Fionn became the sixth named storm of the season on Tuesday night after smashing Ireland and causing disruption to parts of the UK. Police are also warning against any travel after a weather warning was upgraded to severe. A Met Office forecaster told Mail Online the worst affected areas will be the Scotland-England border. He said that in practice means that all travel should be avoided on those parts of the trunk road affected by the amber warning, namely South and Southwest Scotland for the duration of the amber warning. Police Scotland closed parts of the M74 in Lanarkshire in both directions due to wintry conditions for a number of hours overnight. The road later reopened. Elsewhere, a runaway lorry slid down a snowy street then crashed into a fence on Tuesday morning in Glen Mavis, North Lanarkshire. Witness Nikki Blackhall, who filmed the incident, said the man in the truck got out to help the crashed cars and the truck slid away. Mountain rescue teams were drafted in to check on drivers on the M74 overnight, many of whom were stuck in their vehicles for several hours. Transport Minister Hamza Yousaf has apologized to those stranded in their vehicles overnight. This Magixioweed graphic shows the wave swell coming into Ireland today, from midnight to 9 p.m. as Storm Fionn hit. Sam Sykes, a surveyor from Biggar, South Lanarkshire, said he was stuck on the M74 for around 12 hours from 6 p.m. on Tuesday until around 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday. The 25-year-old was travelling from Dalry in Ayrshire to Biggar after work. He said the length of time, the cold and the uncertainty of when it would start again was the worst part. Matt Jackson, 29, a product manager with Siemens, arrived home in Manchester at around 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday, having left Glasgow at 3:20 p.m. on Tuesday. He said, "Every time gritters went by you thought here we go, but the snow just came down harder, it was that thick you couldn't see in front of you." Police declared a critical incident and said that more than 200 people were stranded. All schools in the borders were closed due to the weather, while 16 secondary schools, 58 primaries and 44 nurseries in the Highlands were shut. Around 20 schools in Dumfries and Galloway and 28 schools and nurseries in South Lanarkshire were also closed. All prelim exams scheduled to take place in North Lanarkshire secondary schools on Thursday have also been postponed. Public Health England issued cold weather alerts and health warnings in light of the cold weather, urging people to take extra care. The Met Office Amber warning advises that travel disruption is likely, with a risk that some vehicles may be stranded. The warning, which runs from 9 p.m. on Wednesday until 5 a.m. on Thursday, says that 3/8 centimeters of fresh snow is likely to accumulate widely, with up to 20 centimeters over high ground. Yellow be aware warnings of snow and ice for much of the country are valid until Friday.